This is part 33 of Ocarina of Time 3D, and fresh off bashing one of our favorite dungeons,
I know.
which is what we just apparently it's what I felt we did in the last couple of parts. We're going to try to get back to some more positivity in this playthrough.
It's going to be tough with these next couple parts, though.
Yes, the next couple of parts to sell ourselves really high are not that exciting.
No.
But, kind of going back to the Forest Temple, because we just obviously got done with it.
Yep.
I think we were kind of talking, Red and I were, behind the scenes, like, why we bash that thing so much? I think we just talked about that dungeon so much that we kind of just got tired of it a little bit. And
we did.
I think it's just with us doing this for so long, there's just so many things we touched on that we really, like, what we said in that part, we said so many times. So.
We have, and it just...
So we apologize to anybody. I mean, we really do love the dungeon, but we didn't really portray it the best way that we could have.
No, we really did. But like you said, I mean, when we've talked about it so much, you start focusing on little things that you may have not talked about.
Yes.
And those really come to the front. Now,
and we're doing like a ranking. You're not going to talk about the bad things, which we did right there, kind of.
All the good. Now, you brought up a good point before we got rolling with the narration here. Like, the sages are just quick and to the point.
Yes.
Like, they are not long.
My wife could never be a sage. But
it's just...
I hope she never watches any of our videos.
Just tell her not to watch this one. But it is kind of cool, though, just like, it was like a minute. That's it. You get the medallion, they say a little spiel.
Straight to the point, which, like, these later Zelda games, which I kind of understand because games now just have more text.
They do.
More of a story, but, like, that's one thing I love about this game. Bam, you go to the Chamber of Sages, a couple words here, a couple words there, and then you're on your way.
I will say, though, the scene with Saria, whatever we
whatever you want to go, Saria, I'm cool with that.
It was actually kind of sad because she's like, we can, since I'm a sage, and you're, grown up now, it's like we can never live in the same world. It's like, this is one of your best friends growing up, and she's like, yeah, we can't really be friends now. She's chilling in the Chamber of Sages.
But her powers add to ours, so like,
that's true. She's always with you.
I wish I could get some of my friends' power, especially like when I'm drinking or hungover. I wish I could take some of my friends' powers, so I'm cool with that.
It is cool, but it's just kind of a touching moment because she has been a character since the very beginning of the game that has been, a part of Link's life, for lack of a better word. So
but at least we get to see her again because we've not seen her since we were a child.
Correct.
So I think it's pretty cool that, 7 years later, we get to come back and see her because you don't know what's happened in 7 years and what Ganondorf's done with people. I mean,
exactly.
There's freaking monsters all over Kokiri Forest. So
and a lot of people have disappeared that we don't really see again.
Now, I do like that cutscene right there, and what we find out is that Link is actually a Hylian.
Yep.
And not a Kokiri. Is that the
Kokiri.
race? Kokiri's a race? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, and that's the reason why we grew up, and I've always liked that part of this game.
Me too.
Why did we become adult? Because do they say early on in the game that the Kokiri never grow? Do they actually say that?
I believe the great Deku Tree might say that in one of those opening scenes, or Navi, one or the other. But they definitely say it. The Deku Tree sprout that we just talked to definitely says the Kokiri don't grow up, but you did because you were a Hylian. And another thing I like about that cutscene is it kind of hints at some events that were going on beforehand because it says there was a great civil war. And that's where your mother fled with you as a baby.
Which had to be, one thing I don't like about that is they say many years ago, but that obviously had to be kind of, lately. Well, actually the Kokiri never grow. Link could have technically been in the Kokiri Forest for hundreds and hundreds of years if you think about it. Is that not possible?
It absolutely is. I mean, maybe the forest has the power that keeps you from growing up. I don't know. But it's a nice touch.
It's like Neverland.
It is.
It's exactly like Neverland. So,
and it just hints that there was this great war going on at some point where the king of Hyrule, I think they say united all of Hyrule under his rule. And it'd be kind of cool to experience, to see that and everything, and maybe some of the other games that occur earlier in the timeline touch on it. But
I guess my whole thinking was initially, okay, you're 7 years removed from being a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so that many years ago is probably only really 10 to 15 years.
Exactly.
So that's really not that long ago when you're talking about war.
Yeah.
You just brought the point about maybe he was there for a long time, and then where do you place that war in timeline placement to Skyward Sword and Minish Cap, although I've always thought Minish Cap really didn't make that much sense in the timeline, but
that game could kind of fit anywhere, though.
Did that Civil War happen after Skyward Sword, or did it happen before Skyward Sword? So that's just one cool thing that, really Nintendo could go anywhere with, and we had to believe.
I think it would have, not to continue on this point, but we're not doing a whole lot right now.
Okay, actually, we didn't even say what we're going to do. Actually, we already got the cutscene. But yeah, we usually start with what we're actually doing in our videos. I just went right. I do that a lot. I completely forget to tell them what we're doing and just go talking. But we get the Prelude of Light actually right here, which is a warp song that we will use a ton in this game. Much. And then we basically, after this, we go and we buy out the Magic Bean guy.
Yep.
Which is exciting. That's really exciting.
But the good thing about the Prelude of Light, it warps you back to the Temple of Time. It is going to be something we use a ton because we're going to bounce back and forth between being an adult and a child quite a bit throughout the rest of the game. So having something that warps you here, plus
it's required. It's required for parts later on in the game.
Plus it just gets you closer to the market because we'll be doing some things there. Ganon's Castle, of course.
Do things in the market?
Well, we kind of talked to the Poe collector.
Well, no, that's as an adult though. So we don't have to go back to child.
But we warp back here. I mean,
because okay. So you're talking about the area. I thought you were talking about the actual market. I was like, well, the markets actually only exist during. Yeah. I don't know if you're shopping in the market of Adult Link, but I'm not shopping there.
I don't want to buy whatever those re-deads are selling.
Exactly.
Hugs for everybody, apparently.
And we can tell that the maintenance is not very good upkeep on the shops, as they're just broken apart.
Yeah. But the Prelude of Light, like I said, not only gets you back to the Temple of Time, but everything that's basically on the north end of the map. So we're going to use it quite a bit.
Now, why didn't Ganondorf use the market he could put something better there, in my opinion. Maybe a dark market, or a good example is the we actually not been there yet, but in a couple parts, actually, in 2 parts from now, we'll be doing a quest. You know what? I'm not gonna go into that right now. So let's go on to the next point, which is
maybe you could put an evil shooting gallery there.
Yeah. I don't know. Just Snake Mountain. I don't know.
Yeah, just something evil. You know? Just to.
I didn't want to talk about too much 2 parts from now. Yeah, so I kind of just got off that subject right there.
We'll get into that enough in 2 parts.
So we need to save all our energy for that part when we get there.
Yep. It is always great coming back to being childly.
So much more peaceful, man.
It is the market again is
the birds are chirping. The birds are not chirping in the. Actually, I don't think there's any birds chirping anywhere as Adult Link.
But seeing the market back to life and everything.
Love it.
You're not dealing with re-deads.
It really is nice, and that's one thing that I think a lot of people was that ability after you beat the Forest Temple to go back and forth between Child Link and Adult Link. You get this dreary Adult Link, everything's kind of dark, and then come back as a child and everything's festive again.
It really is, and we'll be taking advantage of that several times throughout the game.
Yes, definitely.
But
back to walk.
It does suck. I mean, it sucks coming back and not having Epona.
Yes, agreed.
And just having to walk everywhere.
What makes me mad is you get Epona in a Majora's Mask, and obviously you're a child that whole game, so they could definitely put it in this game. This game did come before Majora's Mask, but it makes you you realize that they could have done it, and I wish they would, because one of the few things I don't like about this game is having to walk everywhere as Child Link.
Now, I think this is kind of interesting. Navi continues try to give you directions about what to do next. She said the cloud over Death Mountain looks kind of strange. But we're back to being a kid now. The cloud should look normal now that we're a kid.
That's a very good point right there, actually.
So it's Navi.
Well, she's just annoying. She's annoying as a child and an adult. It doesn't matter what is really going on, time-wise. Yeah. She just wants to be annoying. But you do bring up a good point.
Yeah.
The cloud is actually the same, but that's one of those things that game developers are just trying to give you a hint on what to kind of do next.
It's every 10 or 20 minutes she pops up and says,
It's good logic. Good logical point that it actually does not make sense.
Yeah.
First time a Zelda game has never made sense.
Now, basically, all we're going to do for the last minute here is just
buy out this Magic Bean guy.
And again, they continue to get more expensive. They go all the way up to 100 rupees.
100, I think 100, yeah.
And
and then we don't plant the Magic Bean right beside him again. I cannot figure out why I never did this.
But if you did the mask side quest that we did earlier, you should have plenty of rupees to buy these.
Yes.
This will kind of wipe us out. This will drop us down under 100 rupees again. But we're going to We're gonna do something here in a couple parts.
Yeah, that we get a lot of rupees for. Like I said, if you actually do the Mask of Truth quest, like you really don't have to worry about rupees the rest of the game. So I guess it's worth it in that sense.
It is. Now maybe this guy wouldn't run out of beans if he didn't sit here eating all of them.
He actually doesn't sell those because when he sells out, he goes, oh no, these beans are not for sale. So like, kind of like a cool thing right there.
It's a nice little touch that they add that just to be like, hey, you're not. It makes sense that he's sitting there eating.
That's just a good thing to do right there as a child. But anyways, this will go ahead and wrap up part 33 of Ocarina of Time 3D.